Hey guys, what's up? It's Mrs. Clark, and I am here today to teach you about repetition and how it's used in poetry. We are going to answer the questions. What is repetition? How is it used in poetry to develop ideas and theme? And what does the poet want me to visualize and understand when he or she is using repetition? We'll be addressing standards RL .2, .4, .5. I'm teaching 7th grade, but this works just fine with 6th and 8th too. Let's get started. You already know what repeat means. It means to do, show, or say something again and again and again and again. Well, repetition is the repeating of something. Poets use repetition, but so do authors in lots of other genres. For example, this guy here wants to loop something in a TikTok video. Why would someone creating a video choose to loop something? How would that help his or her audience? Well, think about it. He could be helping himself by making things a little longer without putting out more effort. It's also likely that he's developed some cool image on his video that he wants you to see some more because he wants you to think it's cool too. He also might be putting that same image on the screen over and over because it's an important point he's trying to drive home and he wants you to really get it. Those are reasons he might choose to repeat some things in his video. Well, poets think the same way. When they use repetition, they're probably saying to you, hey, this is an interesting image. Because remember, the point of poetry is to put pictures in the mind of the reader. Every line should be its own image in your brain. He's built an interesting image, and he or she would like you to spend a little more time really examining it. So, that might be a reason that he would repeat it. The poet could be saying, hey, look, this image I'm putting in your mind, this interesting way of putting words together, it gets to the heart and soul of my poem. It's what I want you to internalize and take to heart. So please pay attention to it. I'm going to say it more than once. Poets can also use repetition as a device to change the rhythm or pace of their poem or to develop ideas by stringing things together. They might want to show, hey, things change over time, but this line, this repeated image or set of words can show how things stay the same over time too. They could be trying to string together some ideas that kind of seem random with this repeated image or phrase or word to connect them all. A poet could also be using a repeated word or line to create a feeling of time passing quickly, or more likely, slowing down the pace of a poem. I've seen that happen. So what does that look like in practice? Well, I offer to you The Weary Blues by Langston Hughes. Hughes was a Harlem Renaissance poet, one of my favorites, and rather than force you to listen to me read this in my English teacher voice, let's listen to him.
Drone in a drowsy, syncopated tune, rocking back and forth to a mellow croon, I heard a Negro play. Down on Lenox Avenue the other night, by the pale, dull pallor of a one-bulb light, he did a lazy sway. He did a lazy sway to the tune of those weary blues. With his ebony hands on each ivory key, he made that poor piano moan with melody. Oh, blues. Swaying to and fro on his rickety stool, he played that sad, raggy tune like a musical fool. Sweet blues, coming from a black man's soul. Oh, blues. In a deep song voice with a melancholy tone, I heard that Negro sing, that old piano moan. Ain't got nobody in all this world. Ain't got nobody but myself. I was going to quit my frowning and put my troubles on the shelf. thump, 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 went his foot on the floor. He played a few chords, then he sang some more. I got the weary blues, I can't be satisfied. Got the weary blues, I can't be satisfied. I ain't happy no more, and I wish that I had died. Far into the night, he crooned that tune. The stars went out, and so did the moon. The singer stopped playing and went to bed, while the weary blues echoed through his head. He slept like a rock, or a man that's dead.
So you've had a chance to hear it by the poet himself, no less. Take a second to stop the video, and then you'll read this for yourself and think about the pictures Hughes is trying to plant in your mind. Interesting word here, by the way, is syncopated. That means kind of out of rhythm, which is odd for the blues because blues is often pretty structured. The 12-bar blues is cyclical. It's totally a thing. And that makes this song a little different from the ones a person might expect when listening to the blues. All right, so the first repetition you're going to notice is the lazy sway. He did a lazy sway, which is kind of different from what one might expect when hearing the blues too. To the tune of those weary blues. That must have been the name of the song the guy was singing. Here we've got blues, blues, blues. Just in case you were wondering, we are listening to the blues. But they're not just any blues, they're sweet blues coming from the soul. So that's also something he wants you to really feel. Anything that is in quotation marks is going to be the guy's song. So pay attention to that. But what was the guy singing? Ain't got nobody in all this world. Ain't got nobody but myself. That is pretty sad. And that's why he's got the blues. He's got the weary blues. Not once, but twice. Now, that's more common in blues, to call and repeat. I can't be satisfied, and I can't be satisfied. Poor guy's got it rough, and he's singing it out with his music. And that helps us build the theme. It's hard sometimes to find a theme in a poem that is basically painting a picture or making a video. But the idea here is we all have our bad times, and music can help us get through them. So that's what this guy is doing. He's got the blues, he's got nobody, he cannot be satisfied, so I guess he's just gonna sing it out. He actually wishes he had died. He doesn't say he's gonna do anything, he just says he wished. And when he was all done, he didn't have any sleepless night, he wasn't stressed anymore, he slept like the dead. So that is the Hughes poem. So let's go back to our questions were when we started this. What is repetition? It is the use of repeated lines, images, phrases, words within a piece of literature, but today we're talking about poetry. How is it used in poetry to develop ideas and theme? Well, in this case, it was used to develop the image of a guy singing the blues down in a club in Harlem and help develop the theme about, hey, we all have rough times. This guy's got nobody and he can't be satisfied. But we can all work through our problems with music. Why does the poet want me to visualize and understand what he or she is using it? He wants us to really be right there in the club with him, watching this guy work out his problems. So, that's it for repetition. Thank you for watching. You guys have got another assignment.